Hey loves, while I was playing around with my new Christmas tree, my super duper easy Christmas tree, and looking for more decorations to add to it, I was moved to do this video and let's talk about like tradition. I am a very, I'm not a very traditional person, but I am so like, would I say stuck in the past? I don't know. I would say that I get really nostalgic. I feel this sense of nostalgia to the point that sometimes I get emotional. And when I was getting the decorations to add to this tree, I ran across my yellow lemon head candy canes. Now, this is important because these candy canes are 10 years old. My original Christmas tree is white, and I decorated it with white, silver, and some red bows and the yellow candy canes. I'm like, I don't want red, I want something different, blah, 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 blah. The reason why they're 10 years old is because they were purchased to be strictly decorations. Now, I'm not going to put them on this tree. I see that that's not a good look, really. But I started feeling nostalgic because I grew up, we had the old school, they weren't glass ornaments, they were silk. Like there was like silk yarn. My parents did not do glass because I was a baby. And back in the day, that's all there was for the most part. And those things would fall, shatter, and break. I thought that was just a weird thing. But people didn't know back then. Like industries didn't know. Now they do. So we have the beautiful plastic ones. But we had, oh boy, my parents still have those bulbs from way back when. And I grew up with red and white candy canes. And those candy canes we kept for about 15 to 20 years. And I saw these, and and the reason why I do this is because that's what I knew. You know what I mean? Like a lot of other households, the children would eat candy canes off of the tree. And in my house, it wasn't forbidden. We just didn't. And I wasn't that interested in peppermint. I wanted all the other stuff. But there were other treats and stuff for the children that were around that nobody even looked at the tree for candy. But I grew up with that, and then I later on did the same thing. And so these are just lemon heads. I'm sure they're delicious, but I wouldn't know because I bought these for the tree, and that's it. There's no eating them off the tree, although that is a fun tradition in and of itself. I am just really nostalgic, but I want to say though that things change, and I'm going to try not to get too emotional, but things change, and when it comes to stuff like that, sometimes I have challenges with dealing. I don't want I want everything to be the same. I want the same people to be around. I'm sorry. But what I want to say is it is okay to create new traditions. And that's why I have my easy peasy Christmas tree. Speaking of which, just to give you another idea of traditions, me and my father used to put the Christmas tree up the day before Christmas. It actually was Christmas morning. And it would be about midnight, and we would have a good time. My mother would be cooking, or she would have like finally gone to bed after like spending a lot of time in the kitchen. And me and Dad will have gotten the rest of the house together and decorated, but we put the tree up. It would be midnight. We would be getting sauced and just having our libations. The music would be playing, and we ha ha he he, and sometimes daylight would hit us, and the tree would finally be done. Anyway, the reason for that tradition, and also the tree, we would take the tree down the day on New Year's Eve, so the tree would have 7 days up. And that tradition came about because when my father was young, the trees, were catching on fire. People were using the real trees instead of artificial back then. And so they would catch on fire with the lights and everything. So his father was like, no, we're not going to have the tree up for too long. We're going to put it up right before Christmas and take it down right before the new year, because number one, we just want to be safe, and number two, we don't want to enter the new year with a Christmas tree up from the year prior. It's like a good luck thing, you know, depending on how you look at it. Some people say bad luck, some people say good luck. But I stuck with the tradition of getting all the Christmas stuff put away by New Year's Eve, like that afternoon. Everything is up and you don't see any traces of Christmas. But what I'm saying is, you know, remember the traditions, enjoy the traditions, and then make new ones for yourself. I opted, instead of red and white candy canes, I made a new tradition 10 years ago for yellow and white candy canes. And now I have a new tradition of a 60-second Christmas tree that I put up days and sometimes, well, I would say sometimes weeks, but really like right after my birthday weekend, I put the Christmas tree up instead of waiting until Christmas Eve. So enjoy your traditions with your family, and also enjoy making and creating new traditions that you can pass on for generations and generations. Until the next video, live simply and be kind.